Pixar Animation Studios is the most successful computer-animated movie studio on the planet. The subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company has produced 16 feature films to date, pretty much all of which have been universally acclaimed, and there are another 5 planned over the course of the next 3 years. Pixar can hardly take a wrong step, and their movies have won countless awards, including multiple Oscars. Their films genuinely stand up to some of the best non-animated offerings of all time, but they are by no means flawless. Like any other movies, they contain mistakes, some of which are pretty damn hard to spot, and that's what this video is going to be about. Here are 10 shocking Pixar movie mistakes you definitely missed. Inside Out. The brilliant and unique Inside Out is set inside the mind of a young girl named Riley Anderson, where 5 personified versions of her emotions attempt to successfully navigate her through life. Right at the start of the movie, when Riley's just been born, in a scene that was used for one of the movie's many TV spots, her mother can clearly be seen wearing glasses. But when her mother becomes visible from Riley's own point of view, she suddenly isn't wearing any, and there's really no way she could have removed them in between the scenes. Ratatouille. In Ratatouille, there's a scene in which food critic Anton Ego makes a negative remark about Chef Auguste Gusteau, comparing him to Chef Boyardee as an insult. However, although Chef Boyardee as a brand is known for its pre-made canned pasta, the fact is that the real Chef Boyardee, whose real name was Ettore Boiardi, was a top-class, world-famous chef. He was known for being the head chef at the Plaza Hotel in New York City and even catered President Woodrow Wilson's wedding in 1915. To use a comparison to him as an insult really makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm sorry.
The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur takes place on a fictional Earth in which dinosaurs never became extinct, so we can't pick out the usual dinosaur movie mistakes like how they shouldn't be coexisting with humans or certain animals, but there are certainly plenty of others. One example is when the young cave boy Spot finds 4 other human-like creatures and approaches them. Arlo, the young Apatosaurus and the movie's main character, is shown using his nose to draw a circle around them in an up-close shot. However, it's clearly shown in other shots that he's standing much too far away from them to be doing it. Monsters, Inc. In Monsters, Inc., when the main character Sully, voiced by John Goodman, runs into the locker room to shove the toys from Boo's room into a locker, it is clearly locker number 193 that he's seen putting them into and slamming with both hands. But when the camera angle changes, the locker his hands come away from is bizarrely number 190, even though his hands absolutely didn't move from one locker to another in between the 2 shots. Cars. Cars follows the adventures of a number of anthropomorphic cars and vehicles, including the stock car called Lightning McQueen, voiced by the hilarious actor Owen Wilson. After Lightning catches up with the truck he thought was his buddy Mac, he turns left at a junction from what is clearly an asphalt road. However, when the turn is actually taking place, the shot seems to show the road as being made of gravel or dirt. Apparently, a miraculous transmutation occurred within a split second of the camera angle changing.
I'll keep that in mind.
Brave. Set in the Highlands of Scotland and Great Britain, Brave tells the story of a princess named Merida, voiced by Kelly MacDonald, who defies the age-old custom by expressing a desire not to be betrothed. In one particular scene in the movie, when her family's eating dinner, there's a blatant factual error occurring. They're all munching down on potatoes, which wouldn't have actually been possible. The movie is set in or around the 11th century in medieval times, and potatoes simply weren't introduced to Scotland, or anywhere else in Great Britain for that matter, until around 500 years later. Up. There's a scene in Up in which the young version of Carl Fredricksen breaks his arm, and an ambulance inevitably turns up to take him to the hospital. This was when Carl was 8 years old, which would have been in the 1930s. Back then, ambulance sirens were mechanical, but the siren that sounds in the movie is a modern electrical siren, which wasn't actually invented by Motorola employees Ronald H. Chapman and Charles W. Stevens until 1965, around 30 years after that scene would have taken place. Toy Story 3. In the opening sequence of Toy Story 3, we see Mr. Potato Head in his One-Eyed Bart persona, One-Eyed Bart being a nefarious bandit character that Andy often portrays Mr. Potato Head as. Seconds later, Andy's mother walks into his room with a video camera, and Andy even refers to the character as Bart while making Woody arrest him. The problem is, when Andy shows Mr. Potato Head to the camera, he clearly has 2 eyes. Not only did the second eye appear out of nowhere, it also makes no sense that Andy would be calling him by the name of a character who's only supposed to have 1 eye. The Incredibles. In The Incredibles, there's a clipping from a newspaper showing of an article that criticizes and condemns superheroes. Under the headline Super Menace to Society, there's a photograph with a mistake that can only be put down to someone who worked on the movie mishearing their instructions. The term innocent bystanders is actually misprinted as innocent bystanders.
Coincidence? I think not!
Which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is explicitly set just off the coast of Australia, which means that one character in the movie really shouldn't be in it. That character is Nigel, a brown pelican voiced by Jeffrey Rush. The problem with Nigel is that brown pelicans, Pelicanus occidentalis to get all technical on you, don't exist in Australia. The only pelicans there are Australian pelicans, otherwise known as Pelicanus conspiculatus. Brown pelicans are only found in the Americas, and if somehow one of them found its way to Australia, which is extremely unlikely, if not absolutely impossible, then it would undoubtedly be caught and destroyed thanks to Australia's extremely strict quarantine laws. Okay, so what do you think? Do you know of any other Pixar movie mistakes? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one.